wanna shot it. And so we do it anytime we touch a road. And we reach by the gate, we party.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 7:16, soon to be 7:70. Well, it is actually 7:17 here in St. Vincent and the Eastern Caribbean. Just want to say good morning to everyone on their way to work, school, just starting their day. You're listening to Ari, and with me is Christal, and we are Activated Mornings this morning. So say, once again, good morning to those people in the diaspora. Good morning, and Joshua, everyone else locked into 99.9, and good morning to you, Christal.
Good morning, and welcome to those at home and abroad. WhatsApp number as usual, 457-9997. The number to call, 457-9997. Let's get to it. What is today? Today is the 12th day of June, 2024. It's a wonderful Wednesday. So, yeah, everybody who on the road, make sure y'all take your time and take it easy. 12th. I'm going to circle that day. It's a wonderful day to have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Just before we get started today, just got to shout out Tree Paper. Good morning, Tree Paper. I know you're listening.
Tree Paper.
For those who were listening yesterday, yes, Relisa is now Tree Paper. Relisa's mother called in yesterday and let us know that she once rolled up 3 newspapers. And
oh, gosh.
Good morning, Relisa's mother. Good parenting. Good parenting all the way. Now,
oh, no.
Before we get into our story this morning, I just want to point out again that USA sitting president Joe Biden, his son Hunter Biden, has been what is it? Is it indicted? No, let me say he has been found guilty on 3 felony gun charges. He can face up to 10 years in prison and a fine up to $250,000. And why am I mentioning it? You know, they always say we're in America. Sneeze, we catch the cold, and it's important to pay attention sometimes to some of the political changes in the US of A, especially now that we have both Hunter Biden and Donald Trump possibly facing jail time at this present moment. And it's important to note it because people always want us to believe that somehow Joe Biden is manipulating the legal system so that Donald Trump is arrested or he is no longer president-elect. Although he could still run for president because there's nothing in their constitution that stops him from being president, even if he is incarcerated.
Wow.
Food for thought. But talking about our own problems this morning, the spokesperson for the opposition party, the NDP, Daniel Cummins, he says that there's no contraceptives at public healthcare centers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, this allegation comes, after the PM made a humble request.
That was no humble request. That was a demand. Else.
The PM demanded that you produce, according to Christal, the PM demanded that you produce 2.1 children. Ladies.
Who are you looking at? Who are you really watching?
No, I'm reading the story from IWN. It says, Cummins linked the alleged situation to the recent call by Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves for Vincentian women, especially those aged 25 to 35, Christal, to have at least 2 children to maintain the nation's population. Cummins said, I want you to imagine this. I am reliably informed today that there is not a single clinic in this country that has contraceptives. Cummins, who is the MP for West Kingston, told the NDP village meeting in Diamond. He said there is no single clinic in this country that even has condoms. Now, this is something we definitely have to check because if it's one thing they usually have is condoms.
Yeah,
but he went on to say, So you want to know why Massa telling you to make pitney. He done start to make sure that you have to make pitney. This is how they run in the country. The clinics don't have contraceptives. They don't have condoms. Listen to me, my people. The thing about having children is, something we must pay attention to. These people are not focused on what is good for you. What drives them is what makes them look good. They don't care that in all the constituencies, parents can't send their children to school, parents can't feed their children. That is what they should be dealing with. Why they want you to make more pitney if can't look after the ones you have. So you went on to talk about that some more. But the word pitney always rubbed me wrong.
Why?
Because it is derived from pickney.
Mm-hmm.
And pickney are what slave owners called black children who they would throw to alligators. So, sometimes we pick up things like the N-word, we pick up those things and we turn them into something positive or turn them into something that common. Pickney always hits my ass sharp.
Mm-hmm. I use it to pickney. A couple of years ago, a listener enlightened me to the additional meaning because I just grew up here in Pickney and Pikinani, and the meaning that I acquired was child. It's a dialect term, language. Dialect is a language for a child. I didn't know that it had an an additional meaning, and I think there are quite a number of people who also don't use it in a derogatory fashion because they've learned that pickney means child.
Yeah, same like the N-word.
To me, it doesn't rub me wrong. I still use it.
It hits me sharp. Like the same way kid hit some people sharp.
Meh.
Yeah, the same way.
Yeah. Anyways, a different discussion for a different day.
Exactly.
Right?
So let's continue a bit.
Contraceptives. Now, Cummings is also the representative of West Kingstown, right? And he's been elected for 2 consecutive terms, 2 consecutive elections. He said that he was reliably informed, right? So we're assuming that is correct. Could it be that, after hearing what the PM said, people just ran to all the clinics saying, you know what? Give me all you got. That's why they don't have any. And, we just ran out of them because people started to stock up because they're like, ain't no way I am having another child or having a child. I don't know. But all jokes aside, I'm going to use this as a teaching moment too. You do know that pharmacies also sell various forms of contraceptives, right? So even if you don't get it at the clinic, you can get it at the pharmacy.
Yeah, I think the reason why you pointed it out is because the clinics are free and the pharmacies aren't.
True. I would really love to know how many people actually use the clinics for this. They go to the clinics for contraceptives.
That is it right
and it's
there.
not because, okay, you know what? This is the topic of the day, so let me verify and let me check to see what is that XYZ. And now we're discovering because we're checking. I don't want to say it's a case or it's a possibility that it's a case where this happens periodically, but I mean, could that be a possibility too? So there are various forms of contraceptives. For those of us who don't know some of them, you want to try? You want to try see how many you can get?
Let's see. There's a male condom, female condom. There's Plan B. There's Morning After.
What's Plan B? Plan B.
Sorry, there's Planned Parent. Is Planned Parent what you call her?
What are you referring to as Plan B?
Okay, Morning After is a pill that you could take for up to the morning
72
after.
hours.
72.
Up to 72.
40 something. And Plan B is up to a month, 2 months, 3 months.
I don't even know what Plan B is. I always assumed Plan B was well, watch your time. Yeah. But Morning After is emergency.
And then there's another one that can go up to, I think, 4 to 5 months.
Oh no, that's wild.
Yep. And then there's of course abstinence. And then there's of course dating red women.
Hey.
That's that.
I'll kick you out of the studio now.
No, okay. What am I missing? What did you have? What do you have?
Right. So there's the IUD.
Oh yes, IUD. Forgot about that.
They put it up and it spreads out like a T, and it prevents implantation.
Doesn't that hurt? Isn't it dangerous?
some people still get pregnant on it. I don't know if it hurts. I've never done it.
Okay.
But it costs a few $100s. You can do it at the clinics and you can do it privately. There's the implant. I'm not sure about that one. There's a hormonal ring, apparently.
Oh yes, hormonal ring. That's recent.
Yeah. There's the oral contraceptives, which is like birth control, the 28 pack, or there's that. There's this contraceptive injection I've heard about. There is also pulling out at the moment of, you just you exit the room. You exit the room. And some people track their cycle to see when they're ovulating. Say, hey, you know what? This is a no-fly zone, baby. Sorry. But let me just repeat. Abstinence is like foolproof.
Yeah, abstinence is foolproof. You cannot get it. You cannot get children through abstinence. You can't look at people and people get pregnant. If that was the case, a lot of people would be doomed right now. And a lot of men would be in court.
Spermicides too.
A lot of men would be in court.
And Anne is laughing at
spermicides are like a lubricant, right?
It's this thing that they just pew.
Christal. Right. What else?
But I see contraceptive ring, I see sponge here, cervical cap, and there's a contraceptive patch apparently. Some of them I'm not too certain like how they all work, but I'm more familiar with the more common ones, like the French letter,
All right. So this is why we have these programs, right? Someone just said they call games and they have condoms. Games and medics and all these other pharmacies are privately owned. What Cummings is alleging is that the public healthcare centers do not have any contraceptives, any contraceptives. But he also said that where was I? What drives them is what makes them look good. They don't care that in all constituency parents, okay, I went to that already. He said only criminals think like that. No wonder the country is in the state that it is. That is the biggest insult that they're doing to us as a people.
This conversation will go on for quite some time. But realistically speaking, it is very hard and to an extent unreasonable for you to ask the average woman to have more children when there are some women who are catching the nenens right now. And relationship wise, because this is a very personal issue, you are stuck with the father of the child for the rest of your life. And if you're single or you're not dating, then the possibility of having more children right now or having a child is like, that's not happening, because it's a very personal matter, and it's permanent. It's permanent. You just can't have the child just drop it off somewhere.
Yeah, but actually, Christal, we need to consider that we're in a society and persons have to contribute to said society. Now, if he's forcing people to have children, that is a huge problem. But if he's requesting it, then I don't see the problem in the request, given that he's saying that the birth rate is declining and we need people to society to continue.
Yeah, but at what risk, right? Yes, we understand in the future it's going to be a big problem, but present day, going through pregnancy is not an easy thing, and it's the woman who has to do it. The woman who has to carry the child for 9 months. She has to put up with the morning sickness, having to take medication every day. Some people have to monitor the pressure, the swelling of the feet, the hemorrhoids, the back pain, the inability to move about, the limited mobility, the breast leakage when it's time, having to go through labor, push that child out, go up on the little thing down hospital and cock up your foot and just scream on the whole place. It's a woman who has to do that. And she is not like, I don't think she will be like, oh yeah, for society. No.
Yeah,
and then there's the possibility of postpartum depression and the anxiety and the stress.
Before we end out this segment, right? How do you feel about the one-child policy?
That is forcing people. That is too much of a control measure. To have, you cannot have more than one. Like, people should be free do what you want. You could afford to have more than one child. You want to have more than one child, then you go ahead. Put in that control and nah.
But you know that
I don't feel
this request that the PM made was also made in Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica.
I know that, and some people are aware that there are other prime ministers who have said the same thing because of where our population is at now, and we have to be able to maintain. But it's a difficult thing to ask because you are impacting. The request is permanently impacting on people's personal lives.
Yeah, but then let's consider the people who want to and the people who can afford to.
Right. So you go ahead.
Yeah. So
You go
then
ahead.
if he throws it out in the air, we're having a population decline. I don't see the issue with it. I do understand people's frustration given the climate, given the economic climate, given the health risks that women may incur during a pregnancy. But like to be outraged, yeah, I'm not on that team.
You wouldn't be because you're not in a woman's shoe to understand exactly how she feels.
And that is also fair.
Right.
But I try to be I'm trying to be
you.
objective looking at the situation. But I do
I think it's
understand what
easier
you're
for
saying.
men to be objective because you don't have to go through the rigors of pregnancy and motherhood. Fatherhood and motherhood, two totally different things, right? And look at it. The request is coming from a man.
Yeah.
Or the highlighting of the issue. Let me put it, highlighting the issue is coming from a man. Easier said than done, boss.
Makes sense. Well, it is 7:32. We have to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with our traffic talk, following which at 7:45 we'll have Today with Weeks.
People's Pharmacy.